So I think that's only fair we honor that. I've even got some nice water for you. And, you know, when someone does put somebody under pressure, the whole goal is to find a weak spot. Because once there's a weak spot, that's where the real information can be pulled out. Tell him what you think of him, they said. Well, he thinks you're creepy. And honestly, that's his punishment. He said the guy was older, so he didn't want to say anything at first. Still, he called him creepy. And now? Well, this is what you get for being creepy. Hey, besties, listen. I've waited years. 15 long years. 15 years of watching Cody Brown walk around like nobody was ever going to call him out. And finally, someone has said it right to his face. And it happened. It actually happened. And the one who uttered those words? Brianna Chickenfree, my new unlikely hero. Now, I don't know a whole lot about her. I remember she had some controversy. She was dating that country singer, accused him of DV, then got canceled, then uncanceled. I mean, I still don't understand all that. But what I do know is on Special Forces, she's been a force of nature. Even though she jokes about being a smoker and having that party girl reputation, this girl is pushing all the way to the end of the competition. I don't know if she makes it. I don't know if tonight is the season finale. But if she does make it good for her. Because tonight, Cody Brown is finally getting called a creep. And let's be real here. Every woman in America was waiting for someone to say this out loud to his face. All right, let me be bluntly honest here. My biggest complaint with the show has always been how much we're asked to pretend that Cody's behavior is normal. TLC has spent 15 years trying to convince us that the way Cody acts is just fine, that it's acceptable, that it's even charming. They've been pushing this narrative like it's okay to objectify women, to make them compete with one another, to show them crying while acting like everything is fair and equal. Then they make more shows, Seeking Sister Wife and others, always centered on those patriarchal setups where the women act like they have equal say. But we all know they don't. We've watched women in tears saying they're chosen or happy, while clearly not wanting any of it. I mean, look at the Merrifield's good grief. That man gives off more red flags than a parade. Now listen, I'm not saying polyamory is wrong. Grown adults can choose what they want. But the patriarchal polygamy structure that TLC has been shoving at us for 15 years? Yeah, that's creepy. Creepy. And Cody? He's a creep. We've spent 15 years breaking down the relationships of the wives, but the truth is, it's Cody stirring the pot the entire time. I know I am not the only one who has watched this show and thought, okay, you all have kids together, but this man is going from one house where he may have just been intimate with one wife and then heading over to be intimate with another. I just can't imagine accepting that. I would go crazy. And they were supposed to smile and accept it as normal. Then we're surprised there's trauma? Of course there's trauma. They were all forced to share one pencil. And it's 2025, nearly 2026, ladies. We all deserve our own pencil if we even want one. And hey, if you don't like pencils and prefer donuts, then donuts it is. But the point is, we deserve respect. We deserve to be treated like queens, not fight over some creepy man. So, when Brianna looked at Cody and called him a creep, oh, it warmed my heart. I felt that finally someone said it. Because not once, not in a single tell-all, has a TLC host had the courage to hold him accountable. Every interview, every special, people tiptoe around him like he's fragile. They pretend he's normal. But let's be real, there's nothing normal about Cody Brown. It's about time someone treated him like the creep he is. The creep he is. This is the same man who would demand hour-long massages from his wives before offering them any affection. And he didn't even give the massages back. You know who else loved demanding massages? Jeffrey Epstein. And honestly, Cody Brown feels like the polygamist version of Jeffrey Epstein. And that's a fact about so many polygamous men. They are traffickers, controlling, manipulative, and somehow we have all been socialized to accept it as normal. Cody is a creep, plain and simple, and he does not deserve applause. Honestly, half my channel exists because I cannot stand polygamy. It's abusive to women, and I'll die on that hill. So yes, I'm grateful beyond grateful that someone finally said it straight to his face. Do you want to hear what Cody said just yesterday in an interview with Fox? Because besides being creepy, he might be missing a few screws. He admitted on live TV that when he went to Morocco to film the show, he packed no deodorant. Nothing. He thought he wasn't going to be allowed to shower for the entire 10 days they were there. So he didn't pack a single thing for hygiene. And guess what? He didn't shower. And yes, he smelled. He even laughed about it on TV. I didn't know we were supposed to. I didn't know we were going to have a shower, so I didn't take deodorant. My peers started going, "Hey, Cody, you kind of smell?" "Hey, Andrew, you got some deodorant, buddy. Would you share?" "Thanks, Andrew." Then they wrapped up the interview with, "Catch him on the finale Thursday night. Interesting to meet you." And I'm thinking, interesting isn't the word I would use. Evidently, his daughter Mykelti says that Cody likes the smell of his own body odor because he believes that it's manly. Yes, you heard that right. He thinks it makes him masculine to be sweaty and stinky, so he does it on purpose. Honestly, it feels like another form of control, another power move. A way of saying, I'll smell however I want, and you just have to deal with it. That's weird. That's disrespectful. Quite frankly, that's disgusting. He had to ask other men on the show for deodorant and even bars of soap. And get this, he brought packs of energy powder that were 3 years expired. Then he passed the expired stuff to everyone else. His explanation? Well, I know the guy who makes it, and he said, you just have to put an expiration date on it. It doesn't matter. It's dry. Sir, no. Just because something is dry does not mean it can't expire, go bad, or become toxic. I'm actually beginning to wonder how many of those expired powders he's been taking himself, since at this rate, it could be that his brain might be running on fumes. So, while Cody is over on Special Forces making a complete fool of himself, getting humbled at every turn, TLC is back home doing what they always do. Proliferating cult-like families, stripping women of rights on the screen, and celebrating the most bizarre lives they can find. I recently hopped over to TLC's Facebook page, and you guys, their shows are getting weirder by the minute. I don't really watch anything else on that network. Outside of Sister Wives, I avoid it like the plague because, let's be honest, the whole place is a mess. And now this week, Robyn Brown's mask finally slips. I took such heat lately because I reported that Cody and Robyn came to Garrison's memorial acting like they were above everyone else, treating people like they were beneath them. And let me tell you, that attitude isn't new. I have spoken to numerous family friends and relatives. All of them have said the same thing, how Cody and Robyn have been othering the rest of the family for years. Robyn truly believes she's better. She thinks the others are beneath her, less valuable, less important. She conceals this, however, by claiming, I am afraid of them, or I am their victim. It's her favorite cover story. So this week, when they all meet on Coyote Pass, Robyn suddenly becomes too afraid to talk to anyone. She doesn't say a word to Meri or Janelle, just acts like they don't exist. Everything gets handed out, papers, numbers, agreements, and Robyn stays silent the whole time. Yeah, everything is printed out. Numbers as agreed upon are over here. I just want to make sure everybody's got that. Okay. The distribution, just double checking. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm glad it's done. Glad it's finally done. Bye, guys. And she walks away. Thank you. Thanks, Justin. You're welcome. Anytime. And just like that, nothing. No hello, no goodbyes, not even basic courtesy. It was like we were invisible. It is in moments like this that I know how Cody has spent years running a smear campaign against Meri and Janelle. This long-standing lie that they're evil, difficult, or somehow the problem didn't come out of nowhere. You can see it in the way Robyn won't. Even look at Meri. Why? Because Meri pushed back. Because she stood up to both Robyn and Cody and exercised her legal rights by hiring an attorney, by having that attorney send letters, and by reminding them very clearly that what they were trying to do was against the law. Let's recall, on the show, Meri handed them a check for over $80,000, even though she didn't owe a penny. Meri had zero debt on Coyote Pass, and yet she paid their bill for them. After she paid it, they still refused to give her the fair share she was owed. And when she refused to sign an NDA after 3 months of pressure, the deed was finally signed by Robyn, reluctantly. Robyn isn't avoiding Meri because she's scared. She's avoiding her because she's angry. She's upset because there was no NDA. Mad they couldn't silence her. Mad Meri stood her ground. Poor Cody and Robyn don't want any of them writing books, neither Janelle nor Christine, especially not Meri. And from what Meri has said publicly, she does plan to write one. No release date as yet, but the intention is there. And that terrifies them. Because nobody in that family was closer to Robyn than Meri was. Meri knows the real story. She knows the catfishing situation, and we all know Robyn had a hand in that. She knows the money details. She knows the manipulation that went on around the divorce. Now that she has been away and has had time to think, she sees things clearly, and they know she can expose it. This is precisely the reason these men act this way, because in their heads, every dollar belongs to them, even if the women earned it or contributed to it. Look at what's happening in Utah right now. I mentioned it about a year ago, but it's finally showing up in the media. The first wife of an apostolic United Brethren leader who left him is suing him. Why? Because he's trying to do to her what Cody tried to do to Meri and Janelle. He's blocking her out of property she legally contributed to for over 30 years. Trying to take away her rights. Even trying to force her to pay rent on things she had already paid for. That's how these men treat women. It's a pattern, and it's ugly. What you're seeing when you look at Robyn isn't fear. It's not persecution. She's not the victim she makes out. She's angry. Mad she didn't get her way. Mad she didn't get all the money. Mad she doesn't have power over everyone anymore. This isn't fear. This is entitlement. Watch her reaction. I am invisible to you. Robyn said she felt like she was going to be attacked or mistreated, but the truth is, nobody was coming for her. They just wanted to be adults. She's the one playing games. And yes, it was awkward. Painfully awkward. Meri even said, I don't endorse fakeness. Let's not pretend everything is fine when it isn't. And she's right. But Robyn? She sees nuance different. The thing is, she views everything according to, I'm the victim. Poor me. For years, Robyn sat on that couch and told viewers, oh, I just love Meri. I don't want to hurt Meri. I always have her best interests at heart. I'm just trying to make sure everything we do for Meri is good. I just want her to know I'm here for her." Then she had the chance, right in front of her, to speak to Meri, to show that support, to behave like the friend she said she was. And then what did she do? Nothing. She looked past her like she didn't exist, walked away without a word. Then she turns around and tells the camera in all seriousness, "I don't do fake. I'm not going to pretend everything's okay if it's not." Well, Robyn, what exactly is not okay? You just said you have her back. You've spent week after week on this show saying you wanted everything to be fair, Robyn. You insisted you were fighting to make sure nobody got ripped off. You said you were protecting Meri. You said you had her back. You said the real problem was Cody, not you. But now you suddenly say, "I didn't want to act like everything was fine when it wasn't." So, what wasn't okay, exactly? You said everything was okay, Robyn. Said the problem was Cody. And this, my friends, is where you see Cody covering for Robyn, and why the two of them are such a perfect match. In the words of Janelle, they're equally yoked, and honestly, equally destructive. Robyn is the Ghislaine Maxwell of Cody Brown. She assists him in ill-treating other women. She helps him in manipulating people. She encourages him to take advantage of others. She encourages the power imbalance. She stands by while he pits women against each other. And she reinforces his belief that if one wife doesn't give him affection, someone else will. Remember the stretch marks comment? Remembered was the pressure regarding intimacy? That didn't come from nowhere. And now she's here, angry, after weeks of proclaiming she had no hard feelings and that everybody else was to blame for the tension. She said it was all between Cody and the other wives. Nothing to do with her. But here's the thing about narcissists. They always expose themselves. Everything she accused others of doing, she was doing. It's enabled by Cody because he benefits from the behavior. They both like the control. They both enjoy the manipulation. They both relish the power over the family. I was talking to my friend Ellen, who grew up in this very same kind of system, and I said, Cody and Robyn could never survive in a normal, healthy relationship. Their entire connection is built on cult programming, mind games, pitting people against each other, dominance, manipulation, dysfunctional patterns. If they ever tried to strip all that away and have a typical relationship, they wouldn't know what to do. They would need a common enemy, or they'd start turning on each other. In reality, they'd both probably be better off apart. Above all, Robyn should get her kids far away from him. Because according to Christine's book, Cody doesn't even hide his sexual behavior when there are children sleeping in the same room. That is not just inappropriate, it's illegal. It's a crime in every single state. You cannot do that. No excuses. And that is who Robyn is married to. A man who has overtly behaved like that. Now her mask is slipping. She's not afraid. She's not being persecuted. She's angry because she lost money. She lost her influence. And she lost her ability to control the narrative. And when narcissistic people lose control, they cry, persecution, witch hunt. I'm the victim. Even when the truth is staring them in the face. It's not persecution if it's true. It isn't a witch hunt if it's true. It's just accountability. So, tell me, what are your thoughts on Cody the Creep and Robyn, who seems to be fuming and unraveling right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and click the bell so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, besties. Bye. Parts of the computer that are visible from the exterior and the tasks that they perform